Welcome to the SUMMERWEEN Thrift Flip Challenge, hosted by the Flippin' Bunch. We are Kat from Owling Dog Designs, Dar from DIYs by Dar, Crystal from Crafty Creech DIYs and Furniture Flips, and Levon from Statement Designs. That's me. This is the first challenge and collaboration that's on our brand new channel, the Flippin' Bunch, and we would love it if you would subscribe if you haven't already done so. We look forward to lots of podcasts and collaborations in the future. Project 1 is this silver plate tea set I got for $15. Here's some inspiration I found on Pinterest. I just love the way these tea sets look. So I start by using some Dixie Belle's Bonding Boss. That's going to give me something for that paint to adhere to on that slick surface. Next, I use Dixie Belle's Buttercream and give everything 3 coats. That's what it took to give me full coverage. I sanded lightly in between each coat. Next, it was time for lots of stamping. I used the Countryside Memoir stamp from IOD and the new Mercy House Shatang stamp from IOD as well, from the summer collection. I also used a stamp I got from Amazon, and I'll put the link in the description box. It's of skulls and ravens. Next, I give the handles, the feet, and the spout all a coat of Dixie Belle's Caviar. I want to add some gold. I couldn't find my gold gilding wax, which would have been way easier, but I decided to reach for the UV resin. I use clear, and I just put a little bit out on the silicone sheet, and then I use some gold mica powder and mix it in. I'm just learning how to use resin, so I use a little bit too much of this mica powder. It made it a lot longer for my cure time, but it all worked out in the end. Next, I gave everything a coat of Rust-Oleum's 2X Ultra Cover Clear in the gloss formula. For my second project, I'm doing a sewing machine drawer that I got for $5. After cleaning it up, because it was nasty, I give it a coat of Dixie Belle's Caviar, which is the blackest black. Now I'm going to use IOD's gilded transfer from the summer release called Emporium. I cut off certain areas, but I was really lucky that it just kind of butted up against each other and was just the right size for this little drawer. Applying a gilded transfer is a little bit different than a regular transfer, and I can't really explain how. In some ways it's easier, sometimes it just comes off real super easy, especially on glass or smooth surfaces. On this wood, it requires patience, for sure, it requires patience. So just make sure that you're getting everything down, and you will get beautiful results. I wanted my projects to be both classy and scary. I began to apply Dixie Belle's Moonshine Metallic in Gold Digger on that raised area. I used black UV resin and made a bat for my project. I made two while I was at it. Now this looks like a meeting of the minds. I poured 4 molds with various types of resin, and again, experimental. Some of them turned out, and unfortunately, some of them did not. But I arranged it so that you get the picture. Overall, I think it turned out pretty cool, and I'll definitely be trying to make some of those skulls again because they're pretty awesome. Project number 3 cost me nothing. It was in my basement since I spent $25 on my other 2 pieces. So I begin by painting this frame in caviar. I had a bit of a struggle with this project as well, and I'll tell you what my goal was. So I took a picture of myself. I was trying to look like I was trying to break out of a mirror, and then I manipulated the photo. I'm trying to do more art like that instead of using other people's papers and stuff. So I had to clean this glass up. So obviously this is not the right piece of glass that goes with this frame, but I just had to use what I had because I couldn't spend any more on my projects. So I clean it using Sprayway glass cleaner, and I can put the link for that. That's in my Amazon store. But what I do is I have to make this piece of glass work. So I'm just using a dry erase marker and marking out where the frame will be. I've printed out my photo on rice paper, and I put that underneath and position it where I want it, and then I use that dry erase marker again to just basically plot out where it will be, because I'm going to be working from the other side. Now, I will tell you, I'm not super pleased with the way this project turned out either, and I'll explain why when we get there. But it was going really, really well until it didn't. First, I used vinegar water and just kind of dabbed it on the back of the glass. And then I used Krylon's Looking Glass spray paint, and I just avoid the areas where I outlined. I decoupaged the image using reverse decoupage. In other words, I put the adhesive, the Mod Podge, on the picture part so it would show through the glass. So far, so good, right? And here's where the wheels fell off the wagon. I painted it all black, which is the technique that you use to make it look like an antique mirror, but forgetting that I should have painted white behind the decoupage to make it stand out. So, regrettably, what I did was I scraped everything off, and then I tried to remove it. I tried to paint it first, and it still wasn't showing up right. So then I tried to remove it and re-add it. So I printed another one and I did the decoupage and sprayed it again, but it was just not as good as the first time. So it is what it is. It's not too bad. I found my gold gilding wax and I used it to highlight all of those details on this beautiful frame. It may not have turned out exactly like I wanted, but I'm pleased that I pushed myself to use some original artwork. See me there trying to get out? Thanks so much for watching this Summerween challenge, and be sure to watch the entire playlist. If you like this video, I sure would appreciate it if you'd give it a like and share it with your friends. And also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Find us on the web at www.statementdesigns.org and on social media as Statement Designs. Stay well.